Welcome to Gearhead's World, where we show you good times, all kinds of racing, all kinds of cruising, all kinds of wrenching, and everything else Gearhead.
Okay, let's get right after this trunk lock on this 99 Sunfire. This is Chuck Fasst, and I just finished doing the door on this car, and that may be part of this video, or I may make these separate videos. But somebody put super glue in the driver's side door lock, and they did it in the trunk lock too. How nice. So if this happens to anybody else, it's kind of a hassle doing the locks on these Sunfires. Maybe a few others like them, but they look like this. They got this big piece, has to come off, and there's two screws on this side, and there's two screws on the other side, and I've got this partially off. So I'm just going to get this off and out of the way, and then we will take and I'm going to go ahead and unplug this whole thing and take it right off the back of this thing so it's easy to get at, and then you'll see how this trunk lock is. This trunk lock actually has a couple of big actually has a couple of big rivets that hold it on, which is different. I don't know what to say about that, why they do that, but at any rate, we're going to have to deal with a couple of big old rivets in order to get this trunk lock out. The trunk lock has to come completely out, unfortunately. We're just over at the locksmith's, and we looked at it, and the trunk lock is built differently from the door lock. They have to revolve the cylinder so far before they can align everything and get the tumblers out of it. So that means the whole thing's got to come out, just like I took it out of the door. But here we go. I realized. All right, let's see if we can do this right here. Okay. Let's pull this down. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, what we had here. So you can see how these little clips work. There it is, all undone, right? Okay, I want to take these four off, that way I can take this whole thing out of my way. So the way these lights here are held in, as you'll sometimes find, these little tiny white clip that goes, anyway, it goes down in there. And you got to press those two little tongs. It's kind of a pain to get that white clip out of there before you can take and grab this and press that tong right there, and that comes out. Right, these, you twist those. Now let's go over here and we'll get this one. Press. Let's see. Yeah, press it. There, we got that out. There we have it. We'll set this aside. All right, we'll set this down. Set this aside here, and there's your lock. Now, you can see the lock is clear over here on the right side of the trunk lid. We took this off. There's two little tabs that have to be depressed for this to come off, because this has a little cable that goes over to the actual lock, which is over here. So that's how these things work. And in order to get into this thing, I had to come down through there. Fortunately, the seat folded down, and come in here and get in the little slot. There's a slot right up here where you can stick a screwdriver in there and turn it and unlock the trunk. So you should remember that. If you ever get kidnapped and thrown in the trunk, just grab your car keys or something out of your pocket and look for that little slot, get in there and twist it, and you can pop that trunk lid open if it doesn't have an emergency release latch inside like newer cars have nowadays. So there it is. He's taken the we've taken the top cap off and we got in there and determined that we couldn't get this thing out. Here's these huge rivets. Maybe they can be drilled out. Let's see. Let's find out if they can. I'm not doing much on the center one, but I'm getting it down in on the edge of this rivet. Let's see. Let's keep going. Wow. Yeah. So I'm going to try this a little more. Okay, I'm actually going to try to take and try to use some kind of a, maybe the screwdriver and a hammer. We'll see what we can do here. This noise is echoing through the neighborhood. Okay, welcome to my driveway repair series, where you often get to see how not to do things, which saves you from doing the same things. I'm going to go ahead and get the Makita out. I didn't want to mess around with that drill anymore, so I'm just going to get this down here and lay into this other rivet with the Makita and see if this might work a little better. I don't have my glasses on. I don't have my... There we go. There it is. Okay, so that's how I got it out. If I have to reuse this, I'm going to have to make it work to put it back in. So try not to do this, if you can help it. Alright, I'm just going to set this thing aside. So I need to get the rest of this rivet out of here, get this gasket off of here, and that's all we can do until the new lock comes in that's been ordered at the locksmith, because they didn't have it in stock. But 35 bucks, 38 bucks to get this fixed, and $25 to do that door. Okay, later. Okay, what do you know, the lock came in just the very next night. We're running low on light, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in. So there it is, lock, key, and everything. 38 bucks over there, AA lock. Okay, All I have to do is switch over this spring here off of this one onto this one, which makes the key spring back after you unlock the trunk, and then I can go about getting this apart and getting some installation done. So I'm going to get this thing off of here and we'll get going here. Okay, little spring is installed. And bolts. Bolt this thing in. So there we have it. Key. Now I gotta check these bulbs in here. Okay, I want to check and make sure that I have all my lights working, license plate lights and all that before I bolt everything down. And it's starting to rain out here now, so I'm going to try to get this done. So there is the lock right up in there. This little doodad here has to go, snaps on the back of it. So I just need to get that up in there and snap that up on it. See how it goes. Okay, it's got to fit in that square, okay? I gotta get up in there. Wiggle it around a little bit. A little tricky. I might need to have two hands. I would not be able to hold the camera on this one. What I'm going to try to do is get that in the notch and then stick it up in there. It looks like we just got it. You can see it sticking out right there. Alright, there it is. Okay, here we go. Feel free to sound off with any tips, tactics, or techniques. There's our key. And there we go. Leave any comments below. Friend me, subscribe, whichever. All lights are working. Pontiac. She's done. Done deal.